Should you retire early? And what are the considerations you should make if you do want to retire early? These are some of the questions I've been asking myself recently. And, it's not all about the finance. I'm in my mid-50s, and so I'm in that time of life when I'm thinking, oh my gosh, when am I actually going to retire? Can I really work until I'm 67? Do I really want to work until I'm 67? So I was thinking, well, maybe I just work until I'm 60. Something's come up recently which has given me the opportunity to maybe retire a few years earlier than that. But then the question comes, should you retire early and perhaps have less money to live on, or hold out for a bit longer until you have some more money? That's where I think many retirement decisions falter. I think if you're considering retirement, obviously finance is really, really important. But if you consider the financial issues in isolation, I think you're missing a really big factor, and it could be problematic, and it could end up being pretty disappointing. There are three major considerations, each with their own considerable value, that you should consider if you want to retire early: time, health, and finance. In simple terms, you can retire early if you can, but perhaps not have as much money if you're stuck out work and waited for the big payday at the end of retirement. But the question is, how do you know if your health will remain for that long? How do you know you'll be healthy enough to actually enjoy that retirement? And of course, time. I saw an interesting description of retirement as being in three phases, the go phases. There's the go-go phase, there's the slow-go phase, and then there's the no-go phase. So basically, when you retire, you're full of ideas and plans. Hopefully your health is good enough. You get out there, you're going to really enjoy those years, the go-go years of your retirement. Then there's the slow-go years. So, you're getting a bit older now. Perhaps your health is not as good. And so you might sort of go out less or not want to travel as much, or whatever it is you plan to do in retirement. And then, of course, there's the no-go, where your health has got bad, or you're aging at such a point where actually, you can't really do that much. So when you take into consideration those three phases, surely it's better to have more of the go-go phase than the no-go phase. So suddenly that becomes a massive consideration. Do I stay working until I'm 67? Oh God, no! And get a better pension and then have a minimal go-go phase to not actually enjoy my retirement? Or do I find a way of retiring earlier? I had thought maybe 60, and then at least, hopefully, in those next 4 years, my health remains, I can enjoy more of the go-go phase. Life is short. I hate to say it. I saw an interesting graphic which shows your life in terms of weeks. And when you look at it visually, I'll put it up on the screen here, it's a little bit sobering. I guess everybody's different. Some people may enjoy working. Maybe that's the pleasure they get out of life. I don't hate my job. In fact, I quite enjoy it. But it would be nice not to have that responsibility. And so, of course, you could just stick it out, as I said. The problem with retirement is there's this great myth. You get a job, you work for 40 years, you get your retirement clock, and you have your retirement package, your pension package, whatever, at the end of it, if you're lucky. And, you go off and you can get to enjoy not working and all the pleasures that life brings. But hanging around right until the end of your working life is a massive gamble. So many things can happen during that time. Your health can deteriorate. Once you hit 50, your health is much more at risk than it is, say, when you're 30 or 40. The chances of you getting an illness, I'm afraid, are reasonably high. And the longer you leave it, the older you get, that chance just increases. It's a gamble. So surely it makes sense, if you feel that you want to kind of give up that responsibility of working, that if you can, you retire early. Now, I know it's not for everybody. Not everybody has the luxury of being able to retire early. But if you just do it purely on a financial basis and make your consideration on whether you should retire early on your finance alone, I think without considering the other two pillars, health and time, you may place too much focus on the financial side. Once you consider, actually, while I'm healthy, I will enjoy my leisure time, and B, I want the time to enjoy it, you might suddenly add less value on the financial considerations and ask yourself, then how can I make it work? What sacrifices do I have to make so that I could retire early and get the real value out of me still being healthy and the real value out of me having time? What sacrifices do I have to make to achieve that? Yeah, there's a leisurely life, paddleboarding down the canal. So, considering retirement purely based on finances, whilst is important, I think overlooks the two other super important columns in your decision making. As I said, time and your health. You might be healthy now. I go out for this regular walk. It's a beautiful summer evening now. I'm trying to maintain my health. I'm investing in my health now, just like you might want to invest in your pension, for the future. I'm trying to remain healthy, but there's no guarantee that your health will remain tip-top. And as I said, the chances of illness and problems increase with age. When it boils down to it, if you can, should you retire early? As I said, the time factor is to get more of the go-go years. The health factor is waiting out until the end of your working life is a gamble in terms of you being healthy enough to finally enjoy the dream of retirement. And financial, of course, not everybody can retire early. But even if you don't think you can retire early, are there sacrifices that are worth making financially because of the value that your health and your time has in the overall equation? So there we go. Should you retire early if you have the opportunity? And if you really, really think about it, you might actually have the opportunity when you consider the value of time and health over the finance. Anyway, as I said, everybody's different. Everybody has a different outlook. Some people are financially secure, and all of those, of course, I understand. It's just that I think when considering about retirement, it's not just about finance. I think it's about time, health, and finance, and they all have to be considered equally. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it. Any thoughts? Have you retired early? Have you considered retiring early? Would you recommend retiring early? All of those things, I'd really appreciate it. Put it down in the comments. And if you like this video, do me the massive favor, please hit those likes, because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content just like this. And of course, if you're new to my channel, arigato gozaimasu, please hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell, and that way you'll know when I upload videos just like this. And talking of videos just like this, why don't you check out these videos right here? These ones here. I think you'll like them. Cheers.